all right, so you said in the song, you waited, you told her you were gonna do it on your terms when you were ready. You do the song, you drop it. At this point, though, like, I mean, so that reignites everything. Because I remember y'all were going back and forth. Your whole thing was you felt like you just doing this because you want my platform, you want the attention. I'm going to give it to you, and then I'm done with it. This reignites it all. Like, why even address her again on the album?
Because you mentioned my kids trying to be cute. There's gonna be times that like people throw shots at you, or like there's gonna be times like, you know, like when she did her little diss and it was trash. Like it's like it could have been trash. People dragged you, and I could leave it at that. But it's like everything on social media is gonna be seen. So when my kids grow up one day and they see that you mentioned them, and then they're gonna ask me like, so what you said, what you did? I'm not gonna tell my kids like, you know, I just felt like she took the high road because she lost because people wasn't on her side. No, I'm not saying that to my kids. I'm like, you see how I violated.
Cardi B just shook the entire music industry to its core, and the internet can't stop screaming. After 7 long years of silence, she finally dropped her brand new album, Am I the Drummer, and fans thought they were about to witness history. Packed with 23 tracks and powerhouse features from Summer Walker, Selena Gomez, Kehlani, Lizzo, and even Janet Jackson, this project looked like a once-in-a-generation cultural reset. And then came the bombshell. The album went platinum in less than 24 hours. Platinum in a single day, a milestone that usually takes weeks, months, or even years. The celebration was massive, until the truth started to unravel. Because behind that shiny plaque is a storm that's tearing the culture apart. Fans and critics are dragging Cardi, furious over how she pulled off what many are calling an impossible record-breaking stunt. The secret weapon? 2 words, WAP and Up. Cardi slid her 2 biggest hits, both years old, both already diamond-level monsters, right onto the album's tracklist. WAP alone is certified 9 times platinum, while Up has gone 5 times platinum, with both tracks dominating the Billboard Hot 100 at #1. By stacking the project with songs that had already sold millions, Cardi secured instant platinum status, a move that some call genius and others are calling straight-up scandalous. Now the culture is split right down the middle. Half the internet is praising her as a boss who cracked the code, using her legacy hits to rewrite the rules of the game. The other half, they say she cheated, inflating her stats and robbing other artists who grind for years to earn the same recognition. What should have been Cardi's victory lap has turned into one of the most divisive album drops of the decade, leaving fans asking the burning question: did she outsmart the industry or did she cheat it? And the backlash is only getting louder. Critics are dragging Cardi, claiming she pulled a sneaky cheat move, saying this record-breaking success is fake hype. They argue that without WAP and Up padding the stats, the album never would have hit platinum in one day. Cardi, of course, wasn't about to let that slide. Months before the drop back in June, she already clapped back on Twitter when rumors about the tracklist began to swirl.
The pros and cons of Cardi B's new album, Am I the Drummer? I'm gonna start off with the pros. First of all, the rollout, actually, I love the rollout. Every day you was posting something, it was something new coming out. Basically, this has been a Cardi B week, I ain't gonna lie. Secondly, I love the nostalgic vibes of Invasion of Privacy, like a little bit of trap, a little bit of feelings, but it still felt new and up to date in certain ways. That was cute, Cardi. Thirdly, I love when she do songs that got an R&B artist doing the chorus and she doing the rapping part, like the one with her and Kehlani, Safe. I love that. To me, that's the best song on the album. Top 3 at least. And of course, we love the drama. You ate up on the rap beats, Cardi. Now, the cons is only one big con for me. I just feel like we just should never waited 7 years for that. I feel like that would have been just cute, released 2 years ago.
Me personally, when I listen to Cardi B album, it kind of give me like shock value listening. Like, you know, like when you hear something for the first time, you'd be like, oh, why would they say that? But it's like that one time, it's the one time you're gonna feel that way. Like, as far as like, I'll go back and listen to Magnet a couple times over and over. It's like, when I first heard it, it's like, okay, damn, you really said that shit? But it's like, after a while, you're like, that's it? Like, and then like when it came down to Bia, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be dead too. But it's like you really brought that beef back out of the woodworks when really, honestly, nobody was thinking about her. You made us think about her again. That's why I'm like, it's kind of like this moment was like a little bit of spite. Now, granted, you know, the songs about Offset, those can run free. But I'm like, it's come down to the other part, just like, it's just like a lot of energy was just put towards like old beef and stuff like that. Like, if this was a normal person, we would pretty much be like, you're still on that, like you're still going back and forth with these bitches all this time. I'm just personally trying to figure out how is this going to transfer into an arena performance. Like, as far as having songs that you could like dance to and like, have a choreography to, I'm trying to like really grasp like what songs are actually going to have like a stage presence, you know what I mean? All I have to say is though, just don't take 7 years again.
Now, Cardi, why would you go and tell us name 5 Bill songs? Listen, technically she wasn't lying, okay? Because I don't know not damn Bill song. The only Bill song I know is by Lil Jon and the Eastside Crew. Now that I listened to Cardi's album in its entirety, y'all, I'm not playing. Cardi went in that studio and snapped for real. Like, every feature that she had on there did they thing. Like Lizzo, she had her Jennifer Hudson going on, but she sounded real good. Selena Gomez, the way Selena and Cardi complimented each other on the album, 10 out of 10. The only negative thing I could say about the album is when it came to the Janet Jackson feature, it was a sample, okay? So technically wasn't a feature, but other than that, I really enjoyed this album. And it's like no skips. Like, do you know how hard of an album it has to be to have 23 songs and you can just listen to it and not skip any one? Like Cardi did this, okay? And Cardi, if you see this video and when you come to my city for the tour, we should link up, okay? Let's make that happen. I'm gonna keep saying that until it happens. Like me and Cardi, we gonna link up.
She defended her decision, saying fans constantly beg her to put those iconic singles on an album, and she wanted to give her supporters what they deserved. She also insisted the tracks don't count toward first week sales, so there's no reason for anyone to be mad. In Cardi's words, this wasn't cheating, this was loyalty to her fan base. But not everyone's buying that explanation. Some call it a sharp business move that locks in her legacy forever, while others are calling it desperate, a sign Cardi couldn't, to deliver platinum status without leaning on the ghosts of her past. And the numbers don't lie. Cardi now stands alongside Lady Gaga as one of the only artists in 2025 to score a certified platinum album, a historic achievement that should have been celebrated without controversy. But instead of applause, she's facing whispers that her star power is slipping. Because here's the kicker. Beyond the sales controversy, the music itself has sparked a second war online. Some fans say Cardi delivered a cultural reset, praising tracks that feel raw, emotional, and unfiltered. Others? They claim the whole project sounds dated, like it was frozen in time and should have dropped years ago. Her singles Outside and Imaginary Plays didn't exactly help her case either. Outside managed to hit the top 10, peaking at number 10, but fans expected nothing less than a number 1 smash.
Cardi B has dropped her long-awaited album, Am I the Drama? It's been around 8 years since she dropped Invasion of Privacy, and I just listened to Am I the Drama? And I'm gonna give you my honest review and how I feel about the album. When I first heard Invasion of Privacy, I remember I was playing that joint in my car and I was just vibing from the first track to the last. It had like a bunch of rappers in there. We also had the inclusion of the Migos. Obviously, we don't have that on this album. This album doesn't have a lot of rap features. When I looked at the features for this album, I seen a lot of it's heavily driven on female songwriters, female singers. It has Kehlani, it has Lizzo. So, and it has Summer Walker, who actually shows up multiple times on this album. For the most part, Cardi soloed this album herself, which was surprising to see, but it was amazing because I think she did an amazing job on this album. Even with the features and the female songwriters that's featured on this album is hard. Cardi went off on this album. This is Cardi's testament to her pain and everything that she's been through throughout the years. You definitely have a lot of, conversations, that she's having towards her baby father, Offset. So you're definitely gonna hear her saying things about that. But for the most part, this is a rap album. The singles that she put out, Outside and Imaginary Players, was just a slicing on the cake compared to what is on this album. Bodega Baddies is gonna go crazy on TikTok. My only issue with that song is that it's too short. I wish it was longer. I really wish it was. My favorite song just so happens to be a song she has on there with Lizzo because it has a sample that I love. And when you hear the song, you'll know why. She also has a song on there called Pretty and Petty where she's responding to Bia's diss track. And if I was Bia, honestly, I would go somewhere and just hide and hope that it don't rain tomorrow because she cooked the hell out of Bia. I give this album, honestly, a 10 out of 10. This album did something for me that only certain albums can do. And it left me with a bunch of different emotions from everything that Cardi was discussing, and the delivery and how she put it out. It was just crazy. It's like amazing to listen to and it was amazing to hear. I didn't know what I expected from this album, but it gave me everything that I wanted from this album, and I think this album is going to be...
That shortfall fueled whispers that Cardi's reign isn't as unstoppable as it once was, leaving people questioning if her influence is fading. But the most explosive firestorm from this album isn't even about numbers. It's about beef. Cardi came swinging on a track titled Pretty and Petty, and the target was none other than rapper Bia. And when I say she went for the jugular, fans swear. Cardi ate Bia up bar for bar with ruthless precision. For context, this feud has been simmering for years. Bia once accused Cardi of stealing her style, her flows, her swagger, her whole vibe. She painted Cardi as a copycat, blasting her on Twitter and even hinting that Cardi was unfaithful to Offset. The shade escalated into an all-out war when Bia dropped a diss track publicly dragging her. For a while, Cardi stayed silent, letting the speculation boil. But she revealed on The Breakfast Club that Bia crossed the line by mentioning her kids, and that's when Cardi decided to end the silence. Pretty and Petty became her official answer, and fans are eating it up like a diss track feast. Now the internet is buzzing. Is this just rap competition, or has the feud crossed into dangerous personal warfare? Either way, it's messy, it's scandalous, and it's keeping Cardi front and center in the headlines. And she didn't stop there. Sharp-eared listeners claim Cardi threw subtle shots at JT and Ice Spice too, sparking even more speculation as fans dissect every single lyric. On top of the sneak disses, Cardi poured her heart out with emotional tracks diving deep into her divorce from Offset. Suddenly, the album title Am I the Drummer makes perfect sense. It's a messy blend of shade, heartbreak, and straight-up beef, wrapped in one chaotic package. But here, as the cliffhanger hanging over this whole rollout, industry insiders predict that without the numbers from WAP and Up, Cardi's new material might sell under 200,000 units in its first week. That's a far cry from her debut-era dominance, and it's leaving critics asking the question nobody wants to face. Is Cardi's star power fading, or will all this drama actually boost her into another career-defining moment? One thing's for sure, the receipts are coming, and the entire industry is watching.
As somebody who has listened to majority of the Cardi B album, let me just say this. Is Cardi Beatrice? You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be expecting this hard, grungy rap. Like, it's not about to be the best bars of the year. We know that. We know that. We know that. With that said, Salute, amazing song. The song with Kehlani, amazing song. Bodega Baddie, amazing song. Pretty Petty, whatever called, the shot against Bia, amazing. Love it for what it's worth. I feel like Cardi B had those fun, turned up songs a little bit, you know, shaking down, you know, typical Cardi B. She had a breakup song, shot. If you going through it, you're gonna love it. I don't really want to hear sad Cardi going on a journey. That's just not me, you know, because that's not what I know her for. And then she had, you know, some stuff that you could tell is like more radio play-ish, like mall kind of friendly music. You know, she's dibbling in multiple genres. Was it cohesive? Hell fucking no. Was it telling a story on like a journey? Hell fucking no. But I'm not listening to Cardi B for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not an artist I would go to for that kind of music. So when y'all throwing her in this like harsh, rap category, she gotta be the hardest rap, bro. Yeah. I don't think she's ever claimed to be. Or you know what? Maybe she has. Maybe she has. But I will say, this album is nothing more than the shit we've gotten from Cardi B before. Like, no shit. Like, it was what I expected. I didn't expect too much. And I really did appreciate a lot of the beats. I love the beats. Whoever her producer was, hey. I did appreciate some of the lyrics, the plays on words, and the things she would say. You know, it was a little shot grabby, especially in Pretty Petty, whatever that shit is called. Like, I don't know, she kind of snapped with that. But I feel like this was standard Cardi Beatrice. Like, I'm not expecting more. No more or less, okay?